Alright, so welcome. Today we are going to talk about the ROG Phone 3 yet again. And today's video is going to be a little bit different because as usual we are doing a gaming video for the ROG Phone 3, but we are going to focus only on the brand new AirTrigger 3. So this year ASUS did improve the AirTrigger 3. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but bear with me here. Anyway, the new AirTriggers can be accessed by dragging in from the left side, and then from here you can see that there is a left and right side. And right now you have a total of 5 different options on how you want the AirTriggers to be. So the AirTriggers have now been elongated, and one of the software trickery or also just the brilliance of what ASUS did here is the ability to split the AirTriggers into 2 parts. So the way all of these work is kind of weird, so let me just go through one by one here. So the dual partition buttons setting here just mean that one trigger but split into 2 parts. So the button will mimic L1 and L2 like the usual gamepads. And what's interesting here is that you can actually select the size of the partition. And then swipe settings is kind of the same thing as the dual partition buttons, touching the trigger and then sliding to the left or to the right to trigger L1 or L2. And the slide input is kind of unique. So this is good for something like emulating a joystick input on the phone itself via the AirTrigger. And then you also have the usual tap input, which is what we've seen since the first ROG phone. And so I hopped into PUBG Mobile with these graphical settings, as you can see here. So I hopped into a game with my AirTriggers set as shown here. So I have my left button to be tapping only because I want that to be dedicated to the shoot button. And as for my right trigger, I have it set to dual partition buttons. So the R1 will be for my jumping and then my R2 will be for my reloading. And before I forget, as you can see here, I literally just shook the phone and then you can see that I'm actually taking a medicine in the game because there's a brand new input method called motion control, which acts like a trigger, but it is triggered by shaking the phone, which I'm not too sure if anyone will use it because it is kind of disorienting. And just a quick note here, after I've played PUBG Mobile for quite a long time, as you can see here, my temperatures are only at 42 degrees Celsius and the phone don't really feel that hot. So the brand new Game Genie can be accessed once again by dragging in from the left side, and these are the features that are available here. One thing I find it to be really interesting is the crosshair feature. So this is actually kind of the same as the ROG monitors, the desktop monitors, where you can literally just impose a crosshair on the screen even though your game is not using a crosshair. So this is good if you're using a no-scope kind of sniper rifle in the game maybe. And that is all we have to say about the ROG Phone 3's AirTrigger 3. So we will do a comparison between the ROG Phone 3 and the Black Shark 3 Pro with that physical pop-up trigger button. And that would be an interesting video too because we're going to compare more than just the triggers themselves, and we are also going to take a look at the performance, the benchmarks, the specs, and everything else. So stay tuned for that. Do remember to subscribe, and if you have any questions about the ROG Phone 3, leave them down in the comment section below, which we will answer them whenever we can. I'll see you in the next video.